I did chapter 10 titled America's Economic Revolution, which happened throughout the 19th century. For gold, I chose rapid industrialization because I think it's the overarching theme of chapter 10. And for silver, I chose advances in technology and transportation. And then for bronze, I chose social mobility. Both advances in technology and transportation and social mobility are results of rapid industrialization, and I think they were the most important things that came out of it. Opportunities for social mobility were present, and some were able to work their way up the economic ladder. The fastest growing group in America was the middle class. The cause for this was partly a result of the growth of the industrial economy and increasing commercial life that came along with it. People had opportunities to own or work in businesses, to own shops, to engage in trade, enter professions, and to administer organizations, mainly because of the economic development. Once commerce and industry became a source of wealth, certain distinctions broke down, and many people who didn't own land could become prosperous by providing valuable services to the new economy or by owning something other than land. Women were highly impacted by the economic revolution in America. While they still had less access to education than men, few women's colleges were created. As their role changed in a household, women started to form their own sphere. They began to form their own social networks, which would lead to the formation of female clubs and associations that would lead to many reforms. Agricultural and transportation revolutions improved geographic mobility of the American people and allowed settlement in growing urban industrial areas. Machine technology advanced more rapidly in the U.S. in the mid-19th century than in any other country in the world. By the 1830s, American technology had become so advanced, especially in textile manufacturing, that industrialists in Britain and Europe were beginning to travel to the U.S. to learn new techniques. Great technological advances came from American inventors. For example, Charles Goodyear, a New England hardware merchant, discovered a method of vulcanizing rubber, which makes it stronger and more flexible. And by 1860, this process had found over 500 uses and helped create a major American rubber industry. Elias Howe and Isaac Singer also constructed the Howe-Singer sewing machine, which was used in manufacturing clothes. By the mid-19th century, the U.S. developed the beginnings of a modern capitalist economy and advanced industrial capacity. This created enormous wealth and changed all areas of the nation, but everyone wasn't affected by this equally. Some classes and regions benefited from the economic development more than others. Also important was corporations began to develop rapidly in the 1830s, mainly because obstacles, like legal ones, had been eliminated, and so they were able to form their corporations. The rise of these new corporations made possible the accumulation of much greater amounts of capital, which made it possible for larger manufacturing and business enterprises. Industrialization also profited from the introduction of new sources of energy. For example, the use of coal replaced wood and water power as fuel for many factories. This new power source made it possible to locate mills away from running streams, which permitted industry to expand widely.